Hey bees, Marie here from Humblebee and Me, and today we're making a silk and apple cider vinegar hair rinse. This is great if you practice natural hair care. So if you're using a shampoo bar or liquid shampoo that's made from saponified oils, that will very likely have a high pH, and that makes the scales in your hair kind of go so we need an acidic rinse to make them kind of go ha, so that your hair isn't getting caught on itself all week long and getting tangled and feeling quite coarse. This hair rinse is mostly water with a little bit of added apple cider vinegar to get us that acidic pH that we're looking for. From there, I've added some silk for added sheen and some phytokeratin for some bounce and sparkle. After that, we will add some essential oils, and we're going to emulsify them into the water in a slightly new way. And a lot of you have actually asked about seeing this in a video, so that's part of the reason that I chose this recipe. We're going to be using a blend of guar gum and turkey red oil. Turkey red oil is castor oil that's been treated with sulfuric acid. Don't worry, it's not going to burn a hole in your head, but that treatment means that the castor oil self-emulsifies into water, which is super cool. Other oils definitely don't do that. And so it'll self-emulsify into our hair rinse, and it'll bring the essential oils with it. If you don't have turkey red oil, you can drop both the turkey red oil and the guar gum and substitute polysorbate 20. You can't just use castor oil, unfortunately. That sulfuric acid process is the important part here. Okay, come on, let's get started. We'll start off by measuring 100 milliliters of apple cider vinegar into a squeezy plastic bottle. So I really like this one. I've been using it for years. You can tell it's looking a little haggard, but it's got a twist off top that has a disc top so that you can squeeze the rinse out and into your hair really easily. So we'll just fill this up, grab our trusty funnel. I think this one was my grandmother's. And in we go. Set that aside, and the funnel. And so this bottle holds about 500 milliliters, so you can see that it's sort of roughly 1/5 full. And we'll set that aside. Now we'll mix together all of our additives. So I've got 400 milliliters of water here, and I'm just going to put a little bit of this into the dish to work with, and the rest will just sort of go straight into the rinse when we're done mixing everything else together. So set that aside. And so here we have our silk peptides. Now you can use silk powder, silk peptides, or silk amino acids, whatever you have on hand. You just want them to be able to dissolve in water. So we're going to add half a teaspoon of that, and that'll dissolve really quickly and quite easily. Put that aside. And then here I have some phytokeratin. So phytokeratin is keratin that's made from vegetable sources. And so keratin is what makes up our hair and our nails. And so, you've probably heard of very expensive keratin treatments, and we are going to include some of that keratin goodness for a fraction of the cost. So we're going to want half a teaspoon of that as well. And we can give this a wee whisk. Up next, we're going to get some emulsifying going on. So for the emulsifying part, we're going to need some guar gum and some turkey red oil. So for the turkey red oil, this is our main emulsifier. Turkey red oil is sulfated castor oil, and it is an oil that self-disperses in water, and we'll take other oils with it. So in this case, it's taking our essential oils with it. So we're going to add half a teaspoon of that. And you can see that the liquid is starting to become milky as the turkey red oil self-emulsifies. There's no blob of oil floating on top of this like there would be if it was any other oil other than turkey red oil. And then for some guar gum to aid the emulsifying and also to give it just a little bit of extra body, we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of guar gum. So we just want to sort of sprinkle that over the top, and then we'll give it a whisk to incorporate, and then add the rest. Great, now we can add our essential oils. So we're going with a lovely blend of lavender, eucalyptus, and frankincense. So we're going to need 10 drops of lavender, and I've got a Bulgarian lavender essential oil here. We'll give that a whisk. You can see that this is a little bit more viscous than sort of straight up water would be thanks to the addition of the guar gum. But once we add this mixture to the rest of our liquids, which is about 500 milliliters total, you're not really going to notice much of a viscosity difference. We're also going to add 10 drops of eucalyptus. This is Eucalyptus globulus, but Eucalyptus radiata is also a great choice. And now 4 drops of frankincense. I think that was 6 or 7, but that's all right. Okay, we're ready to mix everything together now. We'll start off by adding about half of the remaining 400 milliliters of water. And then we'll add our essential oil mixture, and we'll use the rest of the water to make sure it really washes down the funnel nicely. And then we've got the rest of our water over here. We'll actually just hold back for a second there because we need to add our preservative. Because this is mostly water, preservative is definitely not optional, especially because you're going to be storing this in your shower where it's quite hot and humid. We'll scrape that in there, and there will be a link in the description box below covering different types of preservatives that you can use and how much you should use of each one, because it does vary depending on the preservative you're using. And then we'll top that off with the rest of the water. So there you can see our essential oils have sort of settled to the bottom here. So we can give that a good shake. Make sure that the lid is really on here nice and firm. And there we go. Just made a silk apple cider vinegar hair rinse. Thanks so much for watching. Check the description box below for links to everything I used in this video, and I'll see you next time.